All right, when the guys, when we get started, just get the screen up and running. All right, cyber traders, welcome back. It's a beautiful, was it today, Thursday? All right, my God, I just moved into my office back after been here for like 2 days now, trying to get out of quarantines. Everything looks great. What in the hell is going on with LGHL? Oh my God, the thing just took off. This actually is one of the stocks that were on our watch list. You can see it right here. I don't know if everybody could see it live on YouTube Live, but that was actually one of our stocks. Number one stocks on the watch list. It actually also, it didn't make the pre-market list. It came a little bit late, but all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I mean, news must have just came out on it. Thing just took off. You know what this stock reminds me of? Of the stock we traded yesterday, BE. We're going to check that one out also. But before we do that, everyone, and go through the watch list, just want to kind of remind everybody, today is actually a pretty big day. Today, I am going to be on Wealth 365, and I'm going to be on at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time talking about level 3. It's a big event. You probably got a bunch of emails from a bunch of people. If you not have registered so far, feel free to visit our homepage or our website to get registered for that great event. And then obviously we have another big event that's going on next week with Traders Expo. So listen, a lot of big events. Very important you guys go to these events because it just shows you the you listen to other presenters, you see what you like, you see what you learn, and then you basically go from there. But so I look forward to seeing you all at 12 o'clock. Now let's talk about what's moving this morning, what we traded yesterday. There's only really two stocks I really want to share with you. So let me just kind of like change the screen over here so you guys can see a little bit bigger on the screen. So it's really only two stocks I really want to talk about before we get to this morning list. So anyway, yesterday, when we were trading, I'll be honest with you, the morning really sucked. It was really bad. And I'm like, and then you heard us in the cyber group room, right? Everybody was like nickels and dimes, nickels and dimes, nickels and dimes. I'm like, and I was down. I mean, we had one really good pre-market trade, and then all of a sudden, like, nothing really picked in till like around 10 o'clock. So let's talk about the big one that I had that did really well, and then we'll talk about the huge one that we got. You guys killed it. All right, so I want to start off with B, okay? So let me start off with this B stock right here. Now you can see the stock right here. Let me blow up the chart so you guys to see a little bit better. All right. So anyway, B right here, it was doing like this right around here at 10 o'clock. Everybody see this right here at 10 o'clock? Right there. Okay. So right here at 10 o'clock, the stock was starting to build a little bit of a Fausto flag. And then from there, it started like, I'm sitting there and watching it for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. I'm like, guys, something's going on with this stock. 16 looks like a really good bit. It had a good pop at 14. It jumped to 16. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, I'm waiting. And I'm like, I don't know, there's something going on. And then a lot of you guys were jumping into the Gene trade, the GNE. So there was two of them moving at that time. So all of a sudden, listen, being lucky in trading, it's not luck. You make your own luck. Okay. And, listen, the other one was a lot better stock, Gene, and we're going to look at that one. But you kind of just make your own luck. And then all of a sudden, it's just being at the right place, the right time. And from nowhere, the stock goes from this price right around 15, takes off, goes all the way to $17. Killed it. Absolutely killed it. And then I bought it back. I sold it. I bought it back. I made a little bit more money on it, and then I got out of it. And then I was like contemplating, do I want to trade it going into the close? I liked it a lot. I thought the stock was actually going to make a really good push going into the close. Good thing I didn't trade it because it really didn't go anywhere. Listen, it's a gamble when it comes into like come in the afternoon, but I did so well. But let me tell you, that stock right there, hands down, was the classic day trading, high frequency trade out there. Now, you could look at the news. Some people are sitting in the rooms asking me, what was the news on it? You know what? Yeah, listen, if you really want to know the news, they're in the hydrogen business, I think it was, on cars, whatever it is. Great news on the company. But the stock was like $2, a few months ago. You look here in a long-term trade, look at the stock. It was all the way down here too. The stock has actually done really, really well lately. But anyway, regardless of the news and this and that, the point is that you want to be a good investor. You want to be a good swing trader. You damn well better learn how to day trade. You damn well better learn how to follow the market makers, because that's what I'm going to talk about at 12 o'clock. Now, the really big winner out of all of them was the Gene. I don't know what the hell happened with this thing. This came from absolutely nowhere, okay? So it was between Gene and B, okay? So here you can see at 10 o'clock, B had that really nice move. It started right around 2 o'clock, then it went to 3, then it ran to 4, and then right around like 10:30, the thing ran to, you can see it ran right to $4. I don't know what happened after 11 o'clock, but this thing just went from 4 and just did not want to stop. You guys killed it. Killed it. This thing went from 4 all the way to 7. Then it had this ugly, nasty shake. And I don't know where this came from. The thing goes from 5 to 10. I mean, talking about a 500% mover in the course of the day. Now, great traders, let me tell you, we never buy at 2 and we never sell at 10. Okay, we buy at 4 and we sell at 6. We buy at 7, we sell at 8. Okay. If you bought it at 2 and you sold it at 10, you got lucky. All right. If you're an amateur and you thought you knew better than most day traders, you bought it at 10 and you wrote it down to 5. All right. So this is why you have to be able to follow the money. But anyway, it got pretty volatile, got pretty nasty. It wasn't as bad as B. B was actually a better trading stock. Yes, this you obviously made more money in it. This, yes, you risk less money on it. But being a good trader, you have to be here. You have to learn. And listen, this is the good news. Today's another day. Today's a brand new day. Don't worry about it. And you know what? You're going to miss another 2-3 today. You're going to miss another tomorrow. You come back up Monday. Don't worry about it. It's all about me taking you on that ship and showing you where the fish are. There's an old saying, cook a guy a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a guy how to fish, you feed him for life. So the goal is this. You need to learn how to find these things and trade them. And don't worry. A lot of them you're going to miss, and that's okay. At least you're in the right area and you got the right mentor. But at the end of the day, you're going to get these, and you're going to thank me for it, and you're going to thank the staff of CTU. That's what it's all about. It's learning how to play the game. You just want to make money. So anyway, another couple of things that had nice runs in the afternoons. Listen, the airlines did okay. You know, granted, you hear the news, they're going to start laying off all these people, which we knew that was happening. Okay, cruise stocks. Now they said that the virus is probably coming sooner than later. I think it's coming really soon. I really listen. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So the market, I don't know if you noticed, markets had like 26,000. It was almost at 27 yesterday. So we're down a little bit. We're down about 163 today. So it's not that terrible. But there are some really good. There's some really good stuff that's going on out there. With a lot of these viruses, and the government's dumping a lot of money into these companies to fast track it. And believe me, there's a whole world of people that need this virus. Okay, they need this. They need that. They don't need the virus. They need that drug. So let me tell you, these companies are putting everything. They're going all in. All right, now let's go talk about what's moving this morning because there are a lot of stocks. Just want to jump back to the LGHL. Oops. LGHL. Okay, so it backed off a little bit. I want to tell you, guys, I'm going to tell you something really bad that happened to me last week. And the only person that knows about it, I think I mentioned earlier, is Josh. Okay. I don't know if you noticed, I've been really, really upset lately at myself. I did a really bad trade. Okay. And I want to share it with you guys because I think you guys need to understand that we always lose money too. But it was a really stupid, dumb trade, and there was no one to blame but myself. And I want to share it with you after I go through these watch lists. Okay. So let's go through the stocks. So we got this one on our watch list. Let me change the stock right here and bring this up right here. All right. So we got this one on the watch list. This one's doing great. Listen, once again, the stock was exactly like Gene. We were in the right place, the right time. If you got in there at 5 and you saw the big iceberg order out there on the level 4 and the level 3, you probably would have got in. And you know what? That's luck. Okay. That's luck, but that's a good luck. But anyway, I still like it, but be careful. It's very damn volatile. NBRX V is another one. All right, so this one right here, it's up about 54%, 15,000 shares. You know, it was a penny stock under $1. You know how I feel about that. All right. If you look at the level, if you look at the level 3 on the right hand side, you're not really seeing that many orders out there. Kind of hard to kind of follow. You got to trade a lot of shares. It trade 15 million shares, by the way, but it's not really going anywhere. It's kind of flat. But we trade the stock before. I'm going to put this on the second protocol, second list of the watch list. Another one that's doing really well is a 55% ACIU. The stock right here, not a lot of iceberg orders also that I'm seeing, but it's got a good spread. It's got great volume. I mean, 4.5 billion shares in pre-market is pretty good, but the spread, guys, very, very big. Now, listen, I know that we have a lot of new students that just signed up to be part of our gold program here. Remember what I told you when I spoke to you guys in the last couple of days and some of you in the past week. When you watch the first lesson of the CTU program, and let me tell you something, this is what made me fall off my chair when I first got trained. And by the way, the same program that I was trained as being a market maker in New York is the same exact program that you guys are getting. The only difference what happened to me 25 years ago is that tickets got cheaper. You don't have to go and drive into the city. You don't have to work for somebody. You could do it yourself. But high frequency trades, level 3, everything is still the same. And it all comes down to this. The most expensive part of the trade is the spread, okay? And you know, when you look at that, you're going to realize that sometimes you're in stocks that you shouldn't even been in the first place. And that's really where that comes into play. So you want to keep an eye on that one. All right, so we got that one. Oh, BOXL. Remember this one? This one obviously had a really nice push yesterday. I forgot to mention this one, and she's moving up again today. Nice stock. Great spread. You could trade a lot of shares of it. Did really well with this one too. Gene said he just made 41 cents on the LGHL. Good for you. Good job. Nice job, buddy. There you go. Gene, you're doing really well. Wow, you caught on pretty quick, Gene. Very happy for you. I told you, buddy. You guys just got to listen. You just got to be patient when it comes to what we're doing here. All right. FT, is that what I had right here? Yeah, there we go. So this stock, I told you earlier, this stock's got nice support levels. We found the stock had a really nice pop at 8 a.m. It went from like $2.80 up to $5. It came right back down. You got a couple of decent iceberg orders. You got an 11,000 share seller right there. Looks like he's really holding it up from going higher. If that guy gets done, I'm going to keep an eye on time and sales. Remember, I'm a tape reader. That's what we train you what to do. You follow the tape, stock moves. The stock will probably break out, but you got to get that guy out of there first. All right. So now these are stocks that are on the third tier. Okay. Remember, we got first tier, second tier, third tier. BKYI, another one. Stock had a big run, came back down. I don't know. I'm probably going to take that off my list. ABON. Things start changing when we start getting into the morning. When we start getting close to the open. Got a nice push. Stock also, you know, it's holding right here, 18%, 18%, 300,000 shares. Not the greatest iceberg orders out there. TTOO, I thought this one was pretty interesting, but it is a penny stock. Once again, how we know that? We look at the level 3. It's got a good spread, decent, 1 million shares. Stock is doing pretty well right there. I'll keep an eye on that one. UAVS, another one that will probably fall into category 2. The stock has been a nice little runner for us the last couple of days. You could see it here. The stock was at $1, went to $2. Now it's at $3. Stock's got some really good movement. It's got some really great orders. Look at that, 20,000, 28,000. Not a lot of sellers. Buyers are still out there. So I like this stock. This might even move up to the category 1 level of stocks that I might want to trade. So these are the stocks that we found. John just made 50 cents on LGH. Let's go back to that one. Like I said, that stock is fun, man. What a fun stock to trade. Look at that. Take the money and run, buddy. That's how you do it. The trend is your friend. Isn't pennies better viewed on level 2? Absolutely, Jerry, it is. And that's why that's probably the only reason why we use level 2. It's the only reason why. All right, so any other questions, guys? Any other stocks that we're missing I did not call out? Anybody on YouTube Live and Facebook Live? Anybody there that I'm missing anything? Listen, yesterday, I'm telling you, we didn't have B, we had Gene, but Gene came out of nowhere, okay, just like this one. This one just came a little bit early on us. It was on the watch list, we found it, and then all of a sudden it didn't take until 10 o'clock. So I don't know what's going on, but the last couple of days, the morning the first 30 minutes haven't been that good. So, unless you're in one of those stocks that really take off, look for that nickels and dimes, okay? Norman says the ATOS just popped. Yeah, that was a pretty nice pop right there, 11%, but she came right back down, so I don't know what that's all about. All right, so let me tell you what happened to me last week, and I'm starting to get over it. So anyway, I did a trade last week, and I was buying. And I have my defaults, and this is what we really train you here, CTU. Our goal is to train you to trade about 1,000 share lots, right? That's your goal. That's the average goal that day traders usually trade. We usually do 1,000 lots, okay? When you start getting, to be a $250,000 trader, that's really at, okay? So anyway, I have my default set at 1,000 and whatever. So I found this one little stock that had a nice little push. So I put my order to buy 3,000 shares, okay? Now, it's only numbers. When you get better at, that's how things go. Okay, so anyway, make a long story short. I didn't buy 3,000 shares. I bought 31,000 shares. I forgot to take the one out. Now, think about this second. Could you imagine going into a position thinking you're going to buy 3,000 and you buy 31,000 shares? I was crapping in my pants right there. I'm like, soon as I bought it, the stock ran up. I actually ran the stock up. And right away, I was down 1,000 with even a blinking an eye. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's just happened? I'm like the dumbest mistake. And I was so ticked off. Now I'm freaking out. And I'm like, first I'm worrying about how the hell I'm going to get out of 31,000 shares because everyone's only showing 1,000 share lots. And I'm worried about refreshing and all this shit. And then I'm freaking out. So anyway, I sell it. It started going down, and they probably knew I bought it because the stock was very tightly traded. Believe me, the street knows if you own the stock or not, if it's within trading brokerage firms, algorithms, whatever. So the stock started trending down, and I think they started doing it to me because they knew I was out there. So I sell the stock. I end up losing $5,000 on the trade. Now, I lose $5,000 all the time, okay? But I lost $5,000 in 3 minutes. Okay. Never in my life have I ever lost that much money in that fast period of time. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is this. Make sure before you get these fat fingers that you make sure you know how many shares you bought. Okay. Because believe me, I had no intention to buy 31,000 shares. And you know what? I hate to say this. It never works in your favor. Till this day, every time I made a mistake, it's not like I got lucky and it always worked against me. So anyway, that is my advice as in a horror story, one of my new classic horror stories that happened to me. And listen, I'm not worried about it. I made it back. I was just really ticked off at myself that to make that much money back, for stupidity, it was all my fault. It wasn't And it was all about, not focusing on the black finger. And I just don't want, we like sharing these experiences with you guys because you've done it too before in the past. So you don't feel like, you're the only one, like, oh, thank God I'm not the only one that did that before. That happened to me too, So that's where it comes in. But anyway, yeah, that was pretty scary, Jose. It was really 31,000. I mean, here you are. Imagine your goal is to, could you imagine you bought, like, your average was buying like 1,000, you bought 100,000, not knowing what would happen. And believe me, it used up all your buying power like that. So anyway, Peter online says, Fausto, you just check out the BOXL. We'll check that one out right now. Listen, that stock, it's up nicely. It's on the watch list. It's the first one on my watch list, but I want to see it break out of that. I want to see if it break out of that 350. Okay. John said he had a horror story. Mine was only 5,000, but it's supposed to be 500. I'm telling you, crap it in your pants, right, John? I mean, I don't know if it worked in your favor or not, but it didn't work out for me. It was just plain old stupidity. You know what I mean? It really was. And I was so angry at myself to lose that much money in 3 minutes. Fastest money I ever lost in 3 minutes. Okay. Fastest money. All right, everyone. So anyway, good luck today. Listen, I hope I see everybody at the Wealth 365. Remember, NASDAQ, the girl, Jill Marin-Jones, is going to be on before me on a panel, and then I'm going to come on after her. She's going to talk a little bit about the markets. I'm also going to talk about NASDAQ Total View. So if you're watching us live on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, you definitely want to see both products. And if you haven't registered yet, hopefully you got the email, or you can do it on our website. In the meantime, guys, you see something, you say something in the cyber group room, and we're going to start commentating, like I said, once the market opens up. All right. So go do what you have to do, and let's get ready for the open. Good luck, everybody. See you back here live at 12 o'clock and then back at 2:30.